What's going on YouTube? Back with another video today. In today's video we're going to be talking about pinion angle. If you didn't catch last week's video, we put a lowering kit on the rear of the Lightning. And by lowering kit, basically we did the JLP 4-inch drop shackles with fully adjustable shocks in the rear. And when you lower the back of your truck, you're going to want to check pinion angle. It's super important, and we're going to go over how to do that today. All the info, reasons why you're going to want to check pinion angle, what it can affect, all that good stuff. This video is going to be full of good information, so let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, so let's talk pinion angle. What is pinion angle? Pinion angle basically is, and I'm just going to go ahead and read this because what I did is I sent an email to Eric Korn. He's my tuner, he's the man with these trucks, he really knows his shit. So I also go to him for just my questions and information, kind of pick his brain. And he sent me a really thorough and detailed email, so I'm going to go ahead and just read from that. I'll read what he sent, and then we'll go ahead and put it into my own words and then prove it out by measuring our pinion angle. So this is what he said in his email. Now I'll start from the beginning. In regards to pinion angle, there's a lot of incorrect info out there, so let's see if I can make this simple. There's more to setting up the entire chassis, engine, trans than you should ever want to go into, and most will never attempt it because it's just a lot to deal with, and the average Lightning is not really going to apply. So first thing is, we all commonly refer to it as the pinion angle, but that's only really part of it. What you're truly concerned with is the working angle of the joint or point of intersection between the drive shaft and the pinion. This is commonly referred to as the working angle or operating angle. So first thing to establish, is the drive shaft pointing down, leaving the trans going to the pinion? Because that's going to be treated as a negative angle, should always be recorded as a negative number. If it is going upwards, leaving the trans towards the pinion, it is a positive angle, it should be recorded as a positive number. When viewing the pinion from the side on a parallel surface, is the pinion nose pointing down? Because that is also going to be treated as a negative number. If it is pointing up, it's going to be treated as a positive number. So basically what you're going to want to do is get yourself a little angle finder. I'll show you what we got when we go ahead and measure ours. It is an angle finder, and you want to measure your drive shaft from a nice flat portion of the drive shaft. Record that number. Same with the diff on the pinion. Basically take a flat spot on the diff, whether it's going up or down, and record your number accordingly. And then add the two measurements. So you'll take your drive shaft first, record that, add it to your pinion measurement, and that will give you your pinion angle. So yeah, basically what we're going to do, we'll go ahead and show you and put this to the test, to real world. We'll give a real world example by measuring my pinion angle. Since I did lower the truck, you're going to want to do this anytime you lower your truck, front or back, so it will affect the relationship between the drive shaft and the pinion. And basically, essentially what you're going to want is you want a slight negative pinion angle. So yeah, he prefers a pinion angle of -2 to 3 degrees on most Lightnings. That's what will cause it to launch well. The pinion angle is not correct. Your truck will never 60 foot consistently, and you'll have all kinds of problems with your U-joints, stuff like that. You want a correct pinion angle. You'll notice, I've noticed some people lower their trucks, make a post on the forums about weird vibrations and stuff, and it's probably from them not checking their pinion angle. So anytime you do any kind of suspension stuff to your truck, it's always important when you're all done, make sure your tire pressures are where you want them, your suspension's dialed in, check your pinion angle, make sure you have a good pinion angle. Basically you want a slightly negative number. He wants 2 to 3, and basically that causes your drive shaft coming this way, your pinion, so it's slightly like a flattened V, so when you get on it and things torque up, it straightens out. If you're at a resting positive number, so let's say you're resting like this and you get on it, you're increasing that pressure right there. So you want it slightly negative, that way when you get on the truck, it should straighten out and flatten out, and that should be the most efficient way to have it. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Like I said, you want a flattened V, because that means negative pinion angle. That way when you get on the truck, it should straighten out. The other way would be more like a flattened A, I guess you can call it, and that's a positive pinion angle. You don't want your pinion to be positive. You always want a negative number. He prefers 2 to 3. We are actually at a -4, but that should be close enough. By the time I drop my front end down the little bit we're going to drop it, I'm hoping that will lessen the severity of that angle, and we should be right where we need to be. But we're going to go ahead and show you how to measure this real quick on our truck, so let's get to it. Okay, so all you're going to need, get yourself a cheap angle finder. I got this at Harbor Freight, and I think it was like $5, less than 10 for sure. You can use one of these cheap ones. They also have like the laser ones that are a little more expensive, but honestly unnecessary. This will work just fine, just something to record the angle. It's got a magnetic base and it's really nice, and it was less than 10 bucks. So get yourself one of those. Got it at Harbor Freight. Probably order them online if you want, and then just something to record your measurement with. It's pretty easy. Make sure you do this on a flat, level surface. My garage is super flat and level, so this works out. If you don't have a flat, level surface, well, this ain't really gonna work. So you need to find a really nice flat, level surface to do this on. Like I said, make sure your tire pressures are good. That's probably negligible, honestly, but if you want to be thorough, may as well just do it once. Like I said, make sure your suspension's where you want it, do the drop you want to do, and then let's measure this pinion angle. Super easy, guys. Okay, and as you can see, we're on the driver's side of the truck. That's the driver's side. You want to do all your measurements from the driver's side and the same side. That is super important. So we're going to get up under the truck, and we're going to measure the drive shaft first. So you want to reach under here. Hopefully you guys can see. So you reach under here and find a nice level spot on the drive shaft to record your number. Hopefully you guys can see that. But that is a -5 degrees. I'm hoping you guys can see. Let me get it a little bit closer for you. Okay. So we got the drive shaft angle with -5. It's probably really hard for you guys to see, but in person you'll get the idea. Now we have it on the pinion, and basically you want to put it right where I got it there, or just any nice flat spot. Make sure you're not in any of the corners or the radiuses. Make sure it's on a nice flat spot, and then record your measurement, which, like I said, we are at a +1. That's because the front of the differential is slightly pointing upwards towards the front. So that's going to be a positive number. It is slightly pointing up this way towards the front of the truck. Now the drive shaft is a negative number because it is coming down towards the pinion, so that's negative. If it were going up, it would be positive. So, like I said, we have a -5 on the drive shaft angle and a +1 on the differential angle. So now it is simple as adding those two together. So the -5 of the drive shaft and the +1 of the pinion, when added together, give us -4. So our pinion angle is -4. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's how to measure your pinion angle. It's pretty easy, it's cheap, and it's really going to help your truck 60 foot more consistently. Like I said, and Eric Korn mentioned, your truck will never 60 foot consistently if your pinion angle is off. And not to mention, you can possibly damage your U-joints, your drive shaft, all kinds of stuff. So it's worth taking the 5 minutes and spending the 10 bucks to do, and then you'll know if your pinion angle is good or not. Now if you need to do adjustments, you're going to need to do either flip your shims or buy shims. I'm not quite sure how all that works out, honestly. You'd have to make a post or just kind of play with that. But yeah, so it's not that hard to fix if you needed to adjust it. And I'm glad we actually checked our pinion angle, because on the 0304, if you go by the instructions and what everyone says, it actually says in the JLP instructions to take your stock shims and rotate them 180 degrees for a correct pinion angle. We didn't have to do that, and I'm glad we checked before we did it, because if we did it, we'd probably have the wrong pinion angle, because our shims are still rotated the way they were from the factory, with the big end towards the front of the truck. And I did research to make sure maybe they weren't rotated by the previous owner. They are in fact in the factory orientation, and if we followed the instructions, we wouldn't have had the correct pinion angle. And that's why it's really important to check. Don't just go by what people say. Check the pinion angle, make adjustments accordingly. Super important. So, but anyways, can't see anymore because the screen blacked out. There we go. Anyways, but truck's looking pretty good now. I'm actually kind of happy with it. I like it. I think it's sitting pretty good. It's kind of hard to film in this way, but yeah, I'm happy with it. I might go with some Hotchkiss leaf springs in the back or some fiberglass down the road. As of right now, I'm happy with how it sits. Next, we're gonna do all the front end goodies. I got all kinds of stuff in those boxes for the front end, and then this thing will be ready to hit the track. Unfortunately, the QA ones for the front are on a back order. Every time I look at my email, Summit's in there and the day's being pushed back. So that really sucks, because I want to get out there and enjoy this weather we got. It's been really nice racing weather, and stuff's not in yet. I mean, technically I could run it on the suspension setup it has now, but I want to run it when it's the most efficient. My front ball joints are kind of shot. My front shocks are worn out. So I want to get that stuff taken care of before we run it to see what it can truly run. So coming soon. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Drop a like on the video, guys. It really helps out the videos, helps out on YouTube's algorithm, helps put them out there. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if maybe this is something you overlooked and didn't check your pinion angle and now we're gonna do. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video, guys. Later.